the Pod Network Entertainment.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program are the speaker's own. The material and information presented here is for general information and entertainment purposes only. This program might include strong images or language and may not be suitable for all audiences. This podcast was mainly created for fun and entertainment, and because we're the only podcast that has a big enough bravado to talk about all these. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm a big fan of duets, and it's like I'm just a sucker for it. Like, you know, for me, like probably in my top 10 songs of all time, probably half of them are duets. So things like that.
Okay.
And one of the best duets in K-pop of all time, in my personal preference, is "All for You" by Eunji and So In-guk. You know Jung Eunji, right? Like A-Pink, yung vocals nila dun. Yeah. So they re-released an "All for You" this 2025.
Ooh.
And I am just like, dude, like I'm why? Oh, now I'm so happy. So I was thinking, like, you know, this is definitely something that I'm totally a fan of, and it's like I thought of a topic where, and I try to word it out. What's a collab you're dying to hear? It was like, if you imagine like a collaboration of even groups, right? It's like if they release a song together, kung nagsama sila, it's like would probably break internet.
I thought of a pair instantly when you
Okay.
asked me that question, and that is Jungkook and IU. Imagine
Would
the
have happened,
vocals.
right? Like, can you imagine? Like, it should have happened, right?
Yes,
I
but
would
I
wanna say,
know.
like,
Exactly. That's why it's like a
Right?
dream collab for me, because I know that it's a bit impossible. Maybe not necessarily impossible.
Maybe
but
not
like it's-
anymore, right?
Yeah. But then again, because I think they want to protect the fans and they know the history, you know.
Baka magselo si, what's his name? Oh, what's, Jongseok?
Yeah. So,
No, I hear you. I feel like that's also, like, that's really one, like, pairing that we can look into. I was also looking at, like, I don't know, maybe someone like Karina and G-Dragon collaborating in one song.
ooh, that sounds
But how do you
good.
do that, right? Like, how do you do a Karina? Because I know what we can do with Jungkook and IU. Both of
The
them are
vocals.
tremendous singers, right? Right? So we all know that it's going to be like something pretty heavy or like a ballad or something very demanding when it comes to
Yeah.
the song.
Yeah.
But like
I
Karina
want to hear a
and
ballad
GD,
from them.
Karina and GD, what do you like? Is that going to be a rap song? You think that's a
I
has
think
to
it's
be,
gonna
right?
be pretty hip hop heavy, like rap
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah.
I
Probably
think
like
so.
yeah, it's like Karina because she's great at rapping. And then, like, she can sing too. And, like, GD can also sing, but it's not to the levels of how Karina can sing as
Yeah.
a main rapper. So,
Well,
I'd
I
say,
guess
like,
he
that's a
can
good
rap
pairing.
in a verse. He can have a rap
Sure.
verse in a song where Karina is singing, right?
yeah, because GD sings. So, think
Yeah,
about
he
that. Like,
does.
how about groups? You're thinking of, like, the big groups, right? Like, we're thinking about, like, the aespas and the BTSs and the, you know, Twice.
I've never really thought about it, but maybe I want to see like La Seraphim and 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I
Because
see
they're pretty, like, not necessarily, it doesn't
'Cause
have
they're
to
pretty.
be like, yeah, I mean, no, I mean, like, not necessarily a music or like, like, how do I say, a performance, but it can also be like a variety show, or like, it can just
Sure.
be them showing their
like just a
personalities.
collab. Yeah. I get
Like-
you. I get you.
them like being interviewed or being like a guest in the same show, something like that. I think it would
Speaking
be
of
fun
guesting,
to.
like, Le Seraphim guested on Running Man, I think. I don't know when it's gonna release, but I might like look into it. Well, not all of them, but like Sakura and Unche guested on Running Man, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
so
damn.
I might probably watch that. Groups, I would look still into like the BTS and Twice or BTS and Blackpink. I think those are still the groups to look forward to when it
Yeah.
comes to
Well, it's pretty.
namesake.
Syempre, we would want that. Like, all of us would want that to happen, but I don't think it's a possibility. Knowing how sensitive
Yeah, not anymore.
the fans can
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, it can't. Like we
You know?
can't. Like that's just not
But who knows?
not feasible.
Who knows?
Yeah,
You
maybe
could
like
be
a
wrong.
pairing from both of them.
Jenny and V.
Jenny and V. Can you, in your right mind, do you think that's still possible?
No. No.
How about Jenny and Kai? Do you think that's also possible?
I mean, why not? Because it wasn't really that long. I mean, their press
I don't
release, it wasn't
think-
really that long. But I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just, it's more possible for them to do a collaboration than Jenny and V. But I
Is it
think...
Uh huh.
Go.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh,
can
sorry,
say
yeah.
something.
Is it controversial to say that this is a Jenny problem? Not si Jenya. Like, not si Jenny as a person.
But her...
But her stature.
Reputation and her
Yeah,
stature.
reputation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No. I don't think so.
You
I
know?
don't think
You don't think so?
it's- I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think I personally think that it's a Jenny situation kasi the fans are just like, and Jenny is on top of the world today.
Right now, yeah.
Right now.
Her
she
album
like-
is so good.
yeah.
Grabe.
I agree 100%. So like she's on top of the world and I don't think like anyone would want to touch that right now.
Right now.
So might happen, but I'm leaning towards not going to happen. But
Ideally,
that's the
though,
point
I
of the
want
topic.
to see. Okay, before we start with the actual topic, I want to see a J-Hope and Lisa collaboration. I think they would fit really well.
Yep, that's true.
Heavy on dance, heavy on hip hop.
Have you heard J-Hope's song with
Mona
Miguel?
Lisa. Oh no!
With Miguel?
I haven't.
Oh,
I haven't.
It's so good. It's so
What's
good.
it called?
You gotta. I have it on Spotify. It's so good. You gotta listen to it. Like
Okay, I've only
I-
seen Mona Lisa. The one that I
Mona
think it's
Lisa's
his title
new-
track.
Like yung newest niya, diba?
I think
Um,
so.
What's the name of this song? There's another good song from like RM, Smoke Sprite. I like that song.
Ooh.
I forgot the title. J-Hope, Miguel. Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams.
You gotta listen to it. It's a good song. Yeah. So yeah, that's the point of the topic. Like we think that it would break the internet, and that's probably something that would definitely break the internet. That being said, welcome to the Kingdom Podcast Season 5. This is Yuki. This is Ingrid. Just the two of us. The B
DWI.
on the dweeb has prior
Work.
commitments. So
Yeah.
exactly. So we'll deal with it. And I've been saying a whole lot that we're done with this. I've been telling everyone that we're so done with it.
Second
And-
episode pa lang.
Yeah, we're like
We
at
were
the second
so
episode.
done.
We're so done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And that's the thing, right? Like, wala naman din tayo magawa but to react to it because it's the biggest news in K-pop.
It's the hottest thing, the most controversial thing happening right now. And it would be a disservice to the listeners and to ourselves not to have a proper discussion
Conversation.
about this. Because,
Exactly.
right? So, as much as we find it so draining and so taxing, what just happened yesterday? What has been announced?
So, they freaking lost in court. NewJeans lost in court, so they can't continue being NJZ.
They're individual, the individual
Exactly.
activities.
Yeah, they're still in contract with Hybe. And I've said this, like, okay, so I've said this in the previous episode where I asked you, right? It's like, until when will the public sway towards them? And I want to preface this episode as we continue to this recording and this episode by saying that I am now completely at, like, I turned 180 degrees on this. In previous episodes, and that I was speaking from the heart. I was talking about NewJeans, how great they are, how awesome they are, and like they just don't deserve this kind of turmoil in their
Treatment,
youth. Yeah, exactly. With everything said, and with everything that's happening, and how they're using their own stature, their own platform, I am now completely at 180 degrees, and I'm saying here that this is not going to work out for NewJeans, nor do I think that what they're doing is right for them and for their fans. So, can we say that, Yuki is against NewJeans now, ganto, ganyan, ganyan? Against is a strong word, but I would say I am not for them anymore. Is that controversial? Is that controversial?
No. Well, it is controversial, but a lot of people would agree with you because in some aspects, I also agree. I think I would lean towards your side as well now that we've had a lot more information. And just, between us recording that previous episode that we called it a... what did we call it? Aside from a sequel, we called it a...
So, I don't know. What do you
shit,
mean?
there's always...
Is it a trilogy?
something like that, but basta there's
Okay,
a terminology
basta, yeah.
for it.
Okay.
Anyway, it's not a sequel. So we had a little time. It's been a while since we recorded again. So we've had a little
That's
time,
true.
and we've a lot of things happened, and we've gotten a lot more information about what's going on with NewJeans, and I think they were able to attend court again to, I guess, show more evidence about their claims that there was they weren't being promoted properly. Basically, that it didn't really end well because apparently, based from the research or the resources that I found, they weren't able to really provide any concrete evidence
That's right.
that
That's
support
right.
their claim. And it's so unfortunate that it had to be so publicized. I think that's one of cut me off if you have something to say. But I think what I discovered with the whole thing, or what I found wrong about the whole thing, is they publicized this so early on, or even they went through this in a route where they were trying to get sympathy from other people, which in some cases will work. But for this and how it's going, it's not really helping them. It's not really in their favor, especially.
It's true.
Yeah, so basically that's it. That's my thoughts. Like, what about you?
I think, like, when it comes to this, obviously, like, the contract dispute, it's like it'll affect them moving forward. I would say that, like, the role of social media here, and fan engagement, like the fans of NewJeans, is also shaping up, like, perceptions towards the group, which definitely isn't helping NewJeans as a group right now. I think people tend to think that because they're doing this and that for NewJeans, like, means na parang okay lang si
supporting
NewJeans
them.
ngayon. Yeah, like, it is not. It's not helping them in this case. It's so disappointing too, kasi we've been raving about NewJeans ever since their debut on
Yep.
this podcast. Like, ever since you joined this podcast prior to, I think, NewJeans debuting.
Yeah.
So nung nag-debut sila, instantly we talked about, like, oh my god, how great their songs
They
are.
are.
And except for me. Like you did, but like I didn't like attention as much. Pero
Yeah.
you get what I mean, right? Like
Yeah.
we
We were
didn't
in full
really,
support.
exactly. It's like we weren't people saying na parang this is just not gonna work, things like that. We highly supported what they did and like what kind of thing, like or what kind of success they're going through. Pero the fan, like currently with their stature, the fan engagement is just not helping out their cause, and I think it's creating more harm than good. Supporting them in that manner.
That sense, yeah. Well, it's nice to, I guess, nung una, magtatagalog na ako dito, nung una, it was nice, right? Like, we were also in full support of what NewJeans were, standing up for.
Yeah.
But it just turned into, like, this whole hyping them up and gassing them up into, I guess, I wouldn't want to assume, but baka napunta yun sa ulo nila, like, lumaki ulo nila, that they feel like they can do whatever they want. Because, yes, we can't, discount the fact that they are talented. They have, like, made such a great impact in the music industry, in the K-pop and music industry. But, yeah, like what you said, the fandom and how basically the bunnies are kind of like supporting them in a way that isn't in their favor or is making them look even more entitled, or I guess the term is privileged. If
That's the word of the
So,
day.
yeah.
It is very like insanely privileged. Like they're leveraging people. They're I think like at this point in time, I feel that Adore as an entity is dealing with this legally, while the group is kind of leveraging it as something like PR,
Yeah.
which is not supposedly the case. Like this is very controversial. Like I'm thinking, no, like what I'm about to say is gonna be very controversial.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this is something that I should say.
Just say it.
NewJeans, you're not BTS. You're not Twice. You're not Blackpink,
Blackpink.
guys.
At least you were supposed to be.
You were right
You were
there.
right there.
Fucking
you were
horrible.
going in the
Tangina.
right direction.
You're right there. You're standing on the doormat. Fucking.
Yeah.
The door is fucking open. But you decided to build a wall.
Yeah. Okay na sana eh. Okay na sana. But I think, yun nga, the fan base and basically, it got to their heads, I think.
They are big. Like, don't get me wrong.
They
right?
are.
They are
Massive. Let's
Yeah.
not discount that. But,
Yeah.
again, we have to live, if we lived in I guess, in a world where everything goes our way. But if we don't, right? Like, Hype is still going to be, or still gonna have the upper hand in the situation because they're under contract. They're gonna be, I guess, they're gonna be in great
they still
debt.
might be the bad guys, yun nga eh, diba? Like, in
Yun na
the
nga.
whole picture,
They
Hypes
might-
are still the bad guys.
They're
you know?
still
They might be.
assholes for sure.
Yeah, they might be, yeah. But,
Sorry, they're still the assholes in this part, but because I feel like the people, or like NewJeans had people on their side that they felt this certain entitlement or privilege to go at it in such a way that makes them look,
bad.
how do I say, yeah, basically.
Bad.
I don't know. There's no
We're
other
so
term
careful.
to describe it. Yeah, but it looks so bad. What else? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, go. And
Yeah,
continue.
like there are still a lot of determining factors here on why we decided that we'd go full 180 on this. It's like, again, just going back, like the hypocrisy on bunnies, and yes, I'm calling you out bunnies. It's like you guys are calling for, oh, wag natin gawin to, like, we should protect NewJeans kasi they're getting so much hate from people like Yuki and Ingrid, things like that. But then,
That's just
like,
being realistic.
like, you're looking at how you post on social media, how you call out people like Les Seraphim and Islet, and the hate you say towards them, it's kind of insane. And
Yeah.
guys, we are not washing our hands here, especially myself, where I've been so critical of Les Seraphim and Islet, but never did I call them out for their potential,
Yeah.
nor their humanism. It's like, I don't ever call them na, ito, pangit naman yun, walang kakwenta-kwenta naman yung idol.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't say that. It's like, I have never said anything that detrimented their humanism or humanity and their potential to
Yeah.
reach their peak. I am critical of them kasi etong group na to, si X group, had a release back in 2021 na sobrang ganda. And then here in 2025, parang,
Parang,
what the fuck
what
happened there?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just, it's what we do, basically.
Yeah,
in
it's
this
what we do,
podcast.
yeah.
But
Exactly.
we're still pretty diplomatic about it, as much as
Yeah,
we
we don't take
try
it
to be as-
personally.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't go to an asshole route, basically.
So I'm calling it out, like, they're probably not called NJZ anymore.
I don't
They're
think
now
they can call
NewJeans,
themselves
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
But
no, not anymore.
okay, I know this is not in the episode. We have an outline, guys. Like, we're gonna try to follow. But
Yeah.
apparently, they're supposed to have an individual concert as NJZ to, I guess, introduce their new songs, because they're planning to release something on
Yes.
March 23rd today.
Oh shit!
And then apparently, I don't know. I just got this from online.
yeah,
But
online.
apparently, they're supposed to attend a concert with
A
Complex.
like
I'm sure
I think in Hong Kong, right? Something like
in
that.
Hong Kong, and so people are now waiting how they're gonna go about it, because
they're not.
apparently they said that they're still gonna go on with it, but Adore is still going to support them as much as they can, even if it's not, it's against their contract, basically. So how are they going to introduce themselves? Are they gonna introduce
I
themselves?
could care
as
less,
NewJeans
like,
or
I don't know what they're going to do.
NJZ?
They're not doing NewJeans. I'm 100% sure they're not going to say NewJeans.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Like,
kasi
after
if
going,
they do, they owe Hype something.
or if
it's the
they
name.
do, it's just gonna make them look stupid. Like, after everything they did to campaign against Hype and to protect Min Heejin, basically, and then to introduce themselves as NewJeans again, it's kind of like admitting defeat, basically. Just like what Bobby said in the last episode.
That's right.
So I think they might introduce themselves, their names lang, but not a group.
Oh yeah, probably like individual. Hi, my name is Hani. Hi, my name is Daniel. Things like that. No, I get you. There's also this story of like befriending someone, and allegedly, that someone is. I won't go towards like the nitty gritty, but there are complicated things that this someone has done, and they're out and about. Like they posted photos of them together and stuff, and I'm like, it's all good for me. Befriending someone is totally fine. You do you. Like, we're not gonna be we're not supposed to tell you who you befriend, right? But if that someone is a bit problematic or is a bit controversial, things like that, and you're dealing with crises like this, the optics is kind of horrible to look at. I won't go through the nitty gritty details on that because a lot of these are alleged. I don't want to be chased
Yeah.
in the streets. Apo tayo na, si DJ Yuki yun ha. Tara, bulin natin. Tapos babatuin ako like...
Yung mga Uncle Tokis, yung mga,
exactly. So
yung
let's
mga
not...
magagalit.
So, yeah. But I am definitely calling out bunnies right now. This is not helping out your cause. Stop hating on
Yeah.
other groups and trying to compare it towards hate. Like try to
Yeah.
compare it in the context of hating. Like it's
Yeah.
not supposed to be the thing.
And iba na yung they're gassing up NewJeans to be entitled eh. They're still pretty young, right?
Sure.
I mean, based from experience, we at that age we also thought that we know everything, but not really. So they might not really know what's the best for in their case. Like I guess because they live in a society where everyone is just so outspoken, that's what they feel like is right. But then in a business standpoint, they still have to have an approach where I guess they don't want to ruin or like burn bridges with the company that put them in that position
On the map, exactly.
on the
Yeah.
map. So I feel like they should have handled this behind the scenes and not just publicize this in this level. Because I heard somewhere, I think it was also a content creator reacting to this whole dispute, how JYP and GOT7 and Blackpink and YG handled the situation. They handled it privately. So and it turned out well. It was for it worked in their favor as well. So
That's right.
I feel like that's where NewJeans went kind of wrong in this as
Yeah,
well.
everything's kind of haywire right now. And
Diba?
it's like,
Kasi ang dami
it's-
ng misinformation, ang dami nang nangyayari. So,
right now they are in revamp mode. They have to rebuild or like kind of maintain this positive public image. And they can't do that solely from their fans or from the public eye. It's just so difficult. They cannot fight this fire with fire. Like they can't just do that. And don't get me wrong, we are not forgetting all of the things that Hybe has done towards them. Not in any means.
we
are
still
talking
stand for
about-
what we said in the previous Hybe
Yes, absolutely.
Civil
yeah.
War episodes. But given the information and given what has happened and what we know
It's not
now,
good. Yeah.
it's just not good.
And this is like just this K-drama shit where they give out something that may sasabihin sila tapos bibitinin nila tayo because they can't give concrete context on what they're saying is their truth. It's like if they can't prove it, like how can you say it's true? And it's so like I can't say that I'm done with this now because it's just like I think it's worth all of our time because of how stupid this is getting.
I know. It shouldn't
So-
have gone to this point. You know, they were doing
It
well.
shouldn't
eh.
have. I'm
Pero
so
yun
for
nga.
them.
Me too! Pero, yun nga, nagkaroon sila ng entitlement. And I hate to say it. I hate to say it, and I hate to admit it, but it's just... And if they go back and just... Okay, let's say
Be
now,
all
sige,
the hype thing.
be
Uh-huh.
the hype thing, and let's just make money, and let's just give up, ganyan.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna be good for the group, the company. So what now?
Can they bounce back though?
That's exactly my question.
Kasi they're rebuild. They have to rebuild. The public isn't for them anymore completely. It's like back then naman din, obviously like the majority will always be for them. I can't say that the majority is for them anymore.
More.
I can't like not in my right mind. Because my friends and like someone very special to me, I'll chat you. But someone very special to me had told me this prior the back then pa na Civil War stuff pa yung ginagawa natin. And sabi niya sa akin na at one point like we're gonna figure out na mali si NewJeans dito. And I can't believe that someone's right. Like what the fuck? Like I was calling them out. Sabi ko, Hindi.
No,
Like, it has to be NewJeans, like, all the way. Parang, it just doesn't, like, make sense na sila yung mali dito. But then with everything happening, they might be right.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they're right.
I hate to say this, but yeah. I mean, Hybe is still, they could be better in terms of managing their idols. Like having, it's sad.
Definitely.
It's a sad reality that the idols are in total control, or the company have total control over their idols, which is a sad reality. But then again, it is a business, and if you are under contract, there's no other way to find, loopholes.
You just can't do that.
You just
can't do that.
It's
Yeah.
either you conform or you leave, and then you have to pay them thousands and thousands of money because you breached the contract.
Millions.
I'm sorry. So
And I don't think they have that. At least not yet.
at least we don't know that, but I don't
We
think
don't
they
know
do.
that. Yeah.
I don't think they
Like,
do.
I don't think that, like, the amount, they probably have millions, but the amount that they need to pay, I don't think so.
No,
This
I
is
doubt.
an investment. Well, like, we're talking about training. We're talking about, like, the things that everyone in Hybe has done for NewJeans as a group prior to them debuting until they reach their peak, which I personally think that they've reached their peak now. Like, this is,
Yeah.
it's all downhill
It's sad.
from here.
Wala na.
It's very
it's,
sad.
It's ano na lang. It's gonna be like a topic lang na I guess people like
What
you
could
and
have
I
been.
would dissect, right? What would have happened, like I guess. But yeah, damn, all for this because of
Final thoughts
final thoughts.
for this episode, because I feel like this will be back because there's still things happening.
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more coming out, but I hate to say it, as much as I love NewJeans, they're just looking like entitled kids right now.
My final thoughts here is you're not
hate it.
BTS. You're not there yet. You could have been.
Could have been too early.
Too early,
early.
to give out, like, to show this side of you, and I've seen, in the years that I've followed K-pop, I have seen bigger people that have dealt with things like this differently because of fear of backlash.
A great example would be Blackpink and YG.
That's true.
They
Exactly.
handled it so well. And now look at them.
And now look, like, they're doing like a concert, they're having a comeback. I don't know what they're
but
doing.
it took them years though. It took
Yeah.
them years.
Pero, like, the maturity of it all. It's like, you
And
can
how
say
they
that we
handled
can
it.
always argue. We can always argue that, oh no, the other party wasn't mature enough. Ganito, ganyan, ganyan. That's totally fine. But banking on this, like, piling on this, like, PR, public relations bullshit na ginagawa ng NewJeans and ng Adore and whoever is involved in this team is
Pero-
just not helping the cause. It's not.
Yeah. Pero magaling yung Hybe ngayon. Specifically Adore.
What do you mean? Expound.
Magaling sila now. Kasi, syempre, they're acting in favor of NewJeans pa rin, regardless of like,
Sure.
you
So
know, campaign.
PR.
Exactly. So they're playing the
The good cop.
the good cop, or they playing chess basically. Now they know that this is gonna work in their favor. Like after NewJeans campaigning against them for such a long time, the fact that regardless of NewJeans basically breaching their contract by performing or
support
like
them.
holding an individual concert, they're still gonna send people to support them as much as they can. So, syempre, it's gonna make them look good. It does make them look good right now.
It
basically.
does.
But
Look
I
at
know,
us. Look at us right now. We're talking about.
but I know how Hybe is playing the game.
Yeah, it's like we both, like, we know that if you're someone that like that has a brain in a sense, it's like you would definitely think now, okay, this is PR shit, and like PR or not, it's working in their
It's
favor.
working
And
in their favor.
you know, it's like it's still supporting people. Like take off everything. Like they're supporting people that have that they've dealt with in the past na sinasabi sa kanila na they're the bad guys. Regardless of what what everything will how everything will unfold, the optics of it all now is they're supporting NewJeans. And it's good for them.
It looks good for them.
You're not there yet, girls. I'm sorry. And bunnies will definitely like go ham towards like this episode. Like I'm pretty
I can imagine already.
damn sure. Yeah, I live in Cotabato, you guys. Don't chase me. That's the show. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you again for the next one. Peace, guys. Bye.
Bye.
The Kingdom Podcast is brought to you by the Kingdom Podcast creative team. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at the Kingdom Pod PH. All episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Thanks for listening to the show, and see you next time.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.